Welcome to episode 103 of Radio Free Endor, and I hope you all had a fantastic New Year and you're back to it. You're back to your normal day jobs. I know I am, but we're not talking about our day jobs. We're here to talk about the wars, and with me, as always, is my son, Christopher. How you doing, Chris?
Very well, thank you. How I was gonna say, how's the winter months been? But only 10 days into the new year, and it's already quite eventful.
It is. I tell you what, it is because I'm up at 4:45 to get out of the door for 5:30, and I tell you what, it is cold. It's very cold. It's like the winters of Hoth, but without the snow. So you got the cold wind, but not without the snow. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, there's been that you seen that footage that's been going around of that new UFO, they're describing as the jellyfish. Every time I look at it on Twitter, all I can hear is the probe droids. I was like, beep, 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 beep. So it looks just like that. But that's on Twitter. UFOs. They're here. They're here. So, what have you been up to then, Chris?
Um, great lot of work, and that's
Hmm.
the only thing I always do is work.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, there's been loads of new Star Wars things, new Star Wars. But before I get on to that, I just wanted to point out that a big happy 10th birthday to us, Radio Free Indoor. It hit our 10-year anniversary. It all started back. Let me open the screen so I can find the file. I can't see it. Oh, you gone offline, Chris. You gone off? Hello. Oh, well, he's gone offline, but I haven't. So it is our 10th birthday, and I'm just looking for the pictures. Hold on, the downloads. There it is. Right. So this is it. So you're there, Chris.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. So this is so it is our 10th birthday. And it was all started way back then by Jonathan Bell and I Heart Colson. Now I can't remember her name off the top of my head. It's been that long because she did Radio Free Endor with Jonathan Bell, and then she finished with she didn't want to carry it on, and then she sort of just disappeared. And we thought about getting her back no end of times, but just could not find her. Could not find her. But if you're out there, then get in contact. We'll have you back on. See how how your views on how we've done it. Basically, see if it's been all right. But I remember at the time that Jonathan put the call out, wanting to see because he was a young lad. He had his studies coming up, and he wanted to see if anyone would take it over. Well, I thought to myself, I can do that. I think I can do that. So I decided to give him a bell, sent him an email. He contacted, he asked me to put together a demo tape. I wish I kept that. And I did that in my car, believe it or not. I did the demo in my car. And then I sent it to Rob Southgate. And he listened to it. And then he said, apparently, this is what he said. He sent a message back to Jonathan and said, give the podcast to him. And Jonathan said something on the lines of, well, do you want to hear anybody else that have submitted? And he went, no, this guy, he's got it. He's got the enthusiasm. He loves his enthusiasm for the wars. So give it to him. So I got the note, got told to do it, and I was okay. And then so I rebranded it from the Radio Free Endor that was there to how it was with the funny enough in the Star Wars font. But right there, if you can see, just there on the you see Endor and the Death Star. That image I actually found off the Star Wars fan club membership card from when I was in Nippo. And I took the image off and I put it there because I really that's my little Easter egg from the card. It's on there, and we can actually play a bit of the first episode of Radio Free Endor for you to see what it was like. Can you play that, Chris, or me?
Do I have it? I do have it.
Private chat, yeah.
So let me share my screen.
So we started on. You can see it right there. So we started on the 10th, on the 2nd of January, 2014. Now you'll hear Jonathan Bell. I think it's Jonathan Bell, and I think it's some. I'm sure it's I Heart Colson. If you could play it, Chris, play it. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Welcome to Radio Free Indoor. My name is Jonathan. With me today is.
Hello, guys. What's up? I'm serious.
Yeah, this is the Meet the Host episode of Radio Free Indoor. We're on the Southgate Media Group.
That's it.
So we're just going to tell us a little about ourselves and then get into some news and, just talk some Star Wars, this is kind of your safe place to talk about your fandom, not get too offensive, too defensive, So we'll start off. What was your first introduction to Star Wars?
Well, my first introduction to Star Wars was when I was 5. I used to have a lot of toys, and I didn't knew it was from Star Wars. And then I saw the movies. I was 5. And my first, when I saw the movie, I realized that I had one toy especially about, and it was R5D4. And that's pretty much it, how I started watching Star Wars.
Okay, well, I think my first introduction to Star Wars was I want to say it was fall 1997 when the special editions VHS came out. I was at a Dallas mall, the Galleria actually, and I was trying to decide between the gold box and the silver box, and I can distinctly remember that. And
I've got them boxes, Chris.
I've opened this thing up so many times. The box is all messed up. I've had to tape it. I remember watching these things, and I always, they had the little introduction of the making of the Star Wars, I mean, even this one, they still just said Star Wars, this VHS doesn't have.
The gold one was for the full screen, and the silver one was for widescreen, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Jonathan Bell and Sirius. That's who was the other guy. I totally forgot about him. That's true. Sorry, but yeah. So that was Jonathan Bell and Sirius. Now I think I Heart Colson took over from Sirius, but I've not heard anything from them. So if they're online, then please get in touch. I speak to Jonathan Bell still now. He sends me Christmas cards and birthday cards and stuff like that. And he's always a fun guy to chat to, and he's grown up to be a very, very good, decent young man. And we got a message already from Royal Farm Boy. Good evening, gents. Yeah, hello, Royal Farm Boy. And where was that? Oh yeah. So yeah, we took over. So technically, I've been in charge for I think 8 years. I think it was. I can't remember now. 2004. When was it? I can't remember. I've got it written down somewhere. But I've totally enjoyed it. I've totally enjoyed doing this podcast. It's been one of my favorites. So what do you reckon then, Chris? 10 years, huh?
It flies by. Time is a fickle thing. 10 years ago, 17 years old, preparing to go to university myself.
Yeah, 10 years. And then when I took over, I got my mate Paul Stickley, and now he's Cut and Run 22 on Twitter, and he was very reluctant to come on with me, and I've known him since I was a nipper, and he was one of my best friends. Well, he still is one of my best friends, should I say? And he created our intro that I've not changed since I took over. He created the intro. And he also did this remix of the Star Wars theme, which I'll on the audio version of this when it goes out as a podcast, I'll include it. Because it's been ages and ages and ages since I put it. I think it's on YouTube, but I'll have to look for it. But yeah, and then eventually he done his duty. He did. I think he did 3 years with me, and he said he wanted to go on to do other things, which I totally respect. And it was good fun with him. And he comes on every now and again, so bless him. Paul, love you lots. I love you lots. Yeah. Royal Funboy, you are you taking part in Star Wars Podcast Day? No, what is that, Chris? Do you know what Star Wars? I've not heard of it. What is it? I don't know. Have you heard of it, Chris?
February the 7th, Star Wars Podcast Day. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. Now that it's been highlighted to us.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that. Thanks, Royal Farm Boy. We'll look into that. I do know what I am doing is that tomorrow night in UK time at about 12 o'clock-ish at night. So it's rolling from 12 o'clock a.m., should I say, from Thursday to Friday morning. I'm going to be on BBC Radio 2 doing some questions to is it OJ Bung? Apologies. Bong, is it? Let's just have OJ Borg. Sorry, OJ Borg. And he's going to be doing this thing called Midnight Mastermind. And I've got to give him 3. I'm going to submit 5. And they're going to pick the best 3 out of them. And me and Chris have been trying to find out some really good questions. Hopefully, I've got to submit them tomorrow. So hopefully we'll have them all done. But that's going to be on UK time tomorrow night at 12 o'clock at midnight. You'll hear me on. I'll do a couple of quick shout outs as well. So that's going to be exciting. Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. Right.
Exciting time.
So shall we, Chris, should we head over to some Star Wars news?
100%.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Right. Top of the agenda today in Star Wars news is movie. It's movie time. I love movies. Now, I hope some are aware that I, for one, always wanted to see the Battle of Heroes, the ending of Episode 3, sort of in the Clone Wars style. Well, it's been done. Hello there, YouTube channel.
Movie news.
Eh?
You said movie news, and we thought we went to the movie news, not
right.
A YouTube fan film.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's right at the top. Chris has done an agenda. It's right at the top. That's where I've started from.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't think we were tackling that, but I got that.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So click on that then, Chris, and send it, because I think I've just closed the window down by accident. And we'll have a look at it. It's 15 minutes long, but we won't do the full 15 minutes. We'll just jump around it. I've seen it. Have you seen it, Chris?
No.
It is absolutely fantastic. Do you want to open it?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
We can always do a little bit of ×2 speed. Here we go.
Ooh,
wow.
Yeah. Can't hear it. I can only just hear it. Oh, don't put it into normal. Put it into normal speed, Chris. It sounds awful.
My allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
We like to just keep things moving fast with this podcast.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Right. So this is by hello there. How many subscribers have they got?
We'll try.
193.
Now this is something special. I don't know how long it took him, but it is absolutely. Go full screen, Chris.
Full screen.
Wow, that is full screen. I'm amazed that he's done it. It looks just like it. I love how bendy the lightsabers are. When as they're slashing. Yeah, whip forward to where they're fighting on the lava. Now, bit back.
underestimate my power. Don't try it.
Oh dear, that still looks very painful. Chris, just whip back to where they're fighting on the lava, where just there. Looks amazing. There's the money shot for you right there. Yeah. What do you reckon? What do you reckon to it?
Well, that is a really good question. Is it a cheap imitation? That is the question. A cheap imitation to is it like going to Audi and getting a cheap bottle of wine compared to the good stuff? The Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Which one would I rather watch? I think it really depends, but that did look very, very cool. And I think it's very interesting that someone would take the time to make something live action, more animated, because obviously there's a very much a skill how Lucas Animation could develop these things so fast, and it's taken many years and a lot of technology. So for someone to replicate that in their own time, hats off to them.
Yeah, it says here that after years of hard work and dedication, I'm proud to present this reimagination of the iconic scene. Thanks to everyone who supported us throughout the journey. You have all been so patient and encouraging, and we could not have done it without you, without each and every one of you. So that's from Hello There. They've got their own channel, and it was animated by Ben Johnson. Ben, if you're out there, please get in contact. We would love to have a chat to you about this animation. It's absolutely stunning. Chris, watch it. It's absolutely brilliant. It's god damn. Episode 3. I just love episode 3. There's just everything you want in a Star Wars movie in episode 3. Yeah. Do you agree with me? Because you're a big fan of the prequels, aren't you?
Well, yeah, they're only the best. But personally, I think if you want everything in Star Wars, you go episode 7, 8, 9. Got everything.
Why'd you have to spoil the conversation there, Chris? 7, 8, 9. What Disney have never made 7, 8, 9. What are you talking about? Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that they've not made it.
I personally enjoy a takeaway once in a while.
As I understand it, Royal Farm Boy, this is. As I understand it, this fan film is just one fella's handiwork. Yeah, it is. Just one guy's done it. Let's get him on. I really want to talk to him about it. It's absolutely fantastic bit of work, and and to be fair to Disney, they're letting it play. I don't think he's had any warnings or anything like that, because it is using dialogue from the film. So I don't know how the copyright is working, because it's got music and it's got the dialogue, but it's his own animation. I don't know how he's done it, because it all sounds right. It sounds the same, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. Technically, they could still probably do it on likeness, but no matter what, it's really good. And yes, I should probably watch it fully in case it ever gets taken down.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you should. And talking about fan films, I just want to talk about this other fan film that I watched. This one is called Wingman. And now this film, it's let me just share a screen. There it is. Share it. Here we go. So this is Wingman. Now this is all their own music. This is all their own special effects and stuff like this. Now this film is 15 minutes long. 15 minutes, almost 25 seconds, right? And I've watched the entire of it. Now, this is Rogue Squadron, the movie. This whole thing is. It is by Michael's Basement, a Rebel. So the tagline is Rebel fighter squadron attacks an Imperial transport. The new guys carries heavy loads and an ace pilot on a killing spree. And it's good. Right. Oh, yes. Not. Let me just carry on reading this bit. It's on a killing spree. Lock S-foils in attack position and enjoy 50 minutes of Star Wars meets Top Gun. And it took 7 years and a bunch of friends from Germany to come together and ask themselves, let's make a Star Wars film. So without any former experience in filmmaking, VFX, animation, writing, directing, and acting, we gave it a go, and here we are. Enjoy the ride. It is brilliant. I've watched this, Chris, and the whole lot. So I think some of it is dubbed. It's dubbed from Germany to English. But it is brilliant. It is a Rogue Squadron movie, 100%. So what happens is an Imperial Star Destroyer appears, and all these X-Wing pilots have just been sitting there. And I think what they're trying to get is a Tidarian shuttle, because it has got an important officer on board with some key information. So they're basically going to sort of lay a trap for it, sort of thing, and get it. Now, it's brilliant. So what happens is some of the X-Wings get, I don't want to spoil it, but a dogfight round an asteroid field, some droids. It's got droids. It's got everything you want in a Star Wars fan film.
There you are. And you will lead me right up to your friend.
So look at that. There he is. Oh, brilliant. It's got all the iconic shots you would see in a Star Wars movie as well.
Just left hyperspace and launched fighters. The target is underway, counting 20 hostiles.
TIE Fighters Mark 3 and 4.
Once the bombers are done, pull all combat activity away from the target area and the approach corridor. Remember, this is Imperial space, so keep in mind that there will be no evac when ejecting. All wingmen, stay with your leads.
Ready? Yeah, finally. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Stay sharp, hunters, and make it count.
So each one of the X-Wings is painted differently. Same with the helmet, so you can distinguish which one's which.
His droid scares you? I'm more scared of him. He hasn't spoken a single word. If said he lost his entire squadron. Really don't know why the skipper brought him in.
Some really good effects in this, Chris. Watch the droid. I'm looking at you.
And yeah, the droid scares me too.
Ha! But it's that pilot there is suffering from
Standing by.
what do they call it? When traumatic stress.
PTSD.
Bye.
That's it, yeah.
Striker 1 standing by.
Striker 2,
Standing by.
Hunter 3 standing by.
Striker 3 standing by.
Is it going to go right? Let's whip it forward.
Second group's closing in. 405. I see them.
And you've got a TIE fighter that is like their ace pilot as well. Really good.
Striker status.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh yeah. Right, cool scenes in it.
Or a dozen eyeballs open.
Whoa! How about a heads up?
Heads up.
Mm.
What are you waiting for?
This might do.
Yeah, so that's Wingman, and that's on YouTube, and they've got 3.75k subscribers, and it's been upped 13k, so we'll just up it as well. There you go, boom, there you go. There's an up for you as well. These fan films, Chris, are just getting so good.
Yeah, they're very interesting. That people want to make these kind of things. I think it's very cool. To dedicate yourself to not an easy hobby, making
Yeah.
a film. Some people would call it a job. But overall, I think they're really cool. And if you have time to watch them and support them, and even donate some money if they're asking for some support, you
Definitely
should.
do it. Definitely do it. Right. So let's head over now to what's on the agenda that Chris has kindly put on.
Awesome.
Chris, boom, you started off, mate.
The movie news that we spoke about a minute ago before we was talking about fan films is that we have confirmation on StarWars.com that the Mandalorian and Grogu will journey to the big screen.
Right.
What's your
When
thoughts on
did this come on? When did this come on?
Yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It is confirmed that the Mandalorian and Grogu are getting their own movie directed by Jon Favreau. The film will go into production this year. Jon Favreau says that he loves telling Star Wars stories in the world that George Lucas created. Kathleen Kennedy says that the characters of Mando and Grogu are beloved, and this story is a perfect fit for the big screen. What's really interesting is this film will lead Lucasfilm's next slate of original films. So it will be the first film out, the next Star Wars film. Obviously, the other upcoming Star Wars films will be done by Shermaine Obedin Shoyoy, James Mangold, and Dave Filoni. What's your thoughts on this?
This came out of the blue because is this replacing The Mandalorian season 4? That's what I want to know. Is this replacing that?
Mandalorian season 4 is going ahead as well.
So is this going to be set after season 4 or before it? Do we know
set after season 4.
Right. So this is out of the blue. As far as I was aware, the only piece of news that I was sort of expecting was from the Rey movie. Now this came out of nowhere because could this be a part of that? Do you know that they say the Ahsoka and the Mando Filoniverse?
The Mando team up movie.
Yeah, could this be it? Is that what this could be? You reckon?
No, I don't think so. I think that that very much is, going on to what was said on Fantatrax. He said that in Deadline's report, looking at the announcement, it starts shooting in 2024. It also appears that alongside the film, which may or may not feature Pedro Pascal, there is indeed a 4th season of The Mandalorian in development.
Yeah.
So there's a Mando film and a Mandalorian TV show, season 4 in development. Which one will air first? I probably expect it to be the TV show. So Mandalorian season 4. I reckon we'll go from we'll get the Acolyte next. Then we'll get Skeleton Crew, obviously this year. Bad Batch season 3, 4 this year. Next year we'll get Mandalorian. We, depending on how much is on our side, we could get a December release of this, but I very much do not expect that. What I do expect, is we'll see where Ahsoka falls into all of this as well.
Yeah. So Royal Farmboy had just put up the Mando and Grogu films take the place of the new Rey Jedi film.
Yeah,
likely May
2026.
2026.
Yeah.
So excited. I can't wait. John Favreau directing it.
Mhm.
Yes, please. He directed Iman and he's directed some of the best MCU films going out there. Yeah, so excited for this film. It's going to be top notch. And do you know, saying that though, the way The Mandalorian season 3 finished, it had a very good ending, you could say. You know what I mean? Like a way of it ending. Where he was on his porch and Grogu's playing with the
Mhm.
frogs. So it had a good ending. But yeah, I'm absolutely top notch. Yeah, I can't wait for this one. Yeah, maybe it is a good time to be a Star Wars fan. Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, in 2 years it will be.
Yeah, I just want to see the Skeleton Crew, man. When's that coming out? I really want to see the Skeleton Crew. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you saw, that will be Christmas. I fully expect that will be Christmas time.
And it's like,
this year.
when are we going to get a trailer for it? You know what I
Wow.
mean? Get a trailer for it as well. Did I show you that the N1 Starfighter that I got for Christmas? Get
Yeah.
that?
You're getting distracted.
I know. Well, there you go.
But yeah, The Mandalorian
You know me,
season
I'm always
4
distracting me. Yeah.
and a film I fully suspect we'll probably see. Well, we'll go into the next. We'll go into the next article that I have.
Yep, Royal Fanboys just said Skeleton Crew
written
later
down.
this year. Yeah.
And that is obviously there's hundreds of articles mentioning this one. So I've just pulled out IGN on this one, and it's that Ahsoka season 2 is officially in development.
That is fantastic.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of words in here, but to really go over it, it's that Ahsoka season 2 has been officially confirmed by Disney in an announcement about a new Star Wars film written by, obviously, directed by Jon Favreau. Dave Filoni will be developing season 2 of the Ahsoka series and will serve as an executive producer. So it's probably unlikely that he will direct potentially any of it as executive producer. Season 2 was previously only in development, had been outlined, but this is obviously the first confirmation. There was also a post on X.com. We do love calling it that, and I will share it now.
Twitex.
And this is actually really exciting, to be fair, because
The cat.
before we got anything else, a trailer for Bad Batch season 3 that's due this
Yeah.
year, a trailer for The Acolyte, anything, we get a drawing of Ahsoka and Sabine on a finger.
The story continues. Yeah. That is the same one that Lord Bale stood on. Balin stood on, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously. And I think that's it's really exciting. I definitely
it's a great drawing.
Going back to what we was just talking about season 4 of The Mandalorian and the film, I fully suspect that Ahsoka season 2 will happen after the film of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I fully suspect, I don't want to be like, well, there's only one thing Disney can do, but there needs to be a bad guy in the Mandalorian film. They have one. that they kind of set up,
Yeah.
even if he's not the right bad guy at the right time, we need to start leading in that direction. So I fully expect that we will see Thrawn in it. Thrawn will be causing havoc on the Bountyverse.
Yeah.
In Star Wars, and I think it's going to be a really, really exciting moment for Star Wars and season 2 of Ahsoka when it finally gets here. Probably 2020, 2026 potentially.
God, yeah, it seems such a long time away. Yeah. So so that's good news. And then we'll move on to the next bit. There was on Twitter, which I saw on Twitter. Now from fan, we've got this on Fanta Tracks as well. Charmaine O'Bride Chino?
Charmaine Obadiah.
Charmaine, that's it. Thank you. Shani talks about her Star Wars film. Now, I got this clip from CNN. So hold on a second. Window. Right. Got this. So hopefully you'll be able to hear it. Right, here we go. So, there we go. Play. Why is that not playing? Oh, yeah, it's the play button's there. Can you hear that, Chris?
No, I can't hear any of it.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. I'm not too sure how to put the sound on. Well, she talks about it, but she says something quite weird, and she says that it's like the first woman to shape the Star Wars world. You know what I mean? And I was thinking, have you not seen any Star Wars films since Disney took over? Or it's entirely shaped by the women. The Force is female, they do say. God, can we now go back and have a male hero, please? You know what I mean? It'd be nice to have a male hero, perhaps, because it's like, does everybody want a Rey film? No, not really.
I don't think that was quite what she was saying. She was saying that she's the first female and person of color to direct a feature Star Wars film.
Yeah, well, that is something. Yeah, that is something.
Obviously, there has been female directors on Star Wars TV shows, but there has not been any female directors. To be fair, it is a prestigious title to have. Being able to direct a Star Wars film is,
yeah.
How many people have ever done that? 9.
Yeah.
A lot more episodes of Star Wars have been filmed. It is quite a prestigious thing. Obviously, she has a lot to work on and work up towards directing this film. I think there's a lot of hope to really not right some of the things that went wrong with episode 7, 8, 9, but to really hunker down with truly working out what kind of character Rey is. I think that's really, really important.
Yeah,
and her Jedi, and her time as a Jedi.
Yeah, no one's interested about Rey. I hate to say it, unfortunately.
Well,
no one's
you know
interested
what?
at all.
Sadly, you weren't at Star Wars Celebrations in the main stage when everyone lost when everyone clapped away.
Right. This is right. So I've just gone into her credits of this lady that's directing. So she's directed 8, I think. Right. She's producer of no end of films. Most of them all documentaries of, I think, Indian culture. You know what I mean? So foreign documentaries. That's fine. But writer in development. Let's have a look. Best known for director. Let's have a look. Oh, I'll tell you what, IMDb is bloody changed the way it runs on the main thing. Let's go back. Right, so here we go. So she won 2 Oscars. Let's have a look. Yeah, she's won 2 Oscars for foreign films. Best documentary, A Girl in the River, and Saving Face. So she's won two Oscars. Great. She's an Oscar winner, 2016 and 2012. Nominations. News and so just trying to think what she's done basically, apart from those 2 films. What makes her, that she can do a Star Wars film? You know what I mean? Because she looks like she's just done documentary films. I don't know.
What did George Lucas do before a Star Wars film?
He made a couple of student films.
Mm.
Yeah, student films. Yeah. Her page is a bit weird. IMDb's page. She's a producer and director known for Saving Face, A Journey of 1,000 Miles, Peacekeepers, Girl of Dreams. Born 1978, so she was born in the year that Star Wars came out. That's nice. Expand below. Director, right, here it is. Upcoming. So she's got Star Wars: The New Jedi Order, Reggae Girls, and an untitled Star Wars project underneath that. Previous. Let's have a look at what previous. So she's done Miss Marvel. She's been a director of Miss Marvel. I take it a couple of the episodes, 2 episodes. She was also director of 5 episodes of Fundamental. And then there's, of course, the rest are all documentaries. Director, and writer of. She's done previous, yeah. So yeah, well, fair play to her. She thinks she can shape it. Perhaps it's going to be brilliant. Perhaps we're going to see a film and we're all going to go, do you know what? That Rey character was just fantastic. I take back everything we said about the Star Wars sequels, but I can't say it. I think, to be fair, Chris, I think it's going to fall on its face because look how much they had in faith in what's the name who was going to make Rogue Squadron. You know what I mean? And that didn't happen. You know what I mean? And they even made a trailer for Rogue Squadron, didn't they? And didn't that supposed to come out at Christmas? Wasn't that supposed to come out last year at Christmas time?
I don't know. Honestly, I fully think that when it comes to directing a movie, it's a hard job, but there's no I in team. It's a team effort, and having people like Dave Filoni as the chief creative officer, and executive producers around her, hopefully we will get a good Star Wars film, no matter who is in the directing.
Yeah, and to be fair, they do know they've got to right this ship. They really do. You know what I mean? Because Disney and Star Wars has been the butt of a lot of jokes now, especially with South Park and the Pandaverse. Let's hope. No one goes out to make a bad film. Let's face it, no one goes out there to make a bad film. But let's see how it goes. You know what I mean? It's either going to make money or it's going to bomb. Simple as that, isn't it? Really, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Let's put all that wokeness aside and make a really good science fiction Star Wars movie. Let's just do it. It's possible. It's possible. You know what I mean? So let's just do it. Yeah. That's all I've got to say on that one, really.
I have a feeling they might.
I
have a feeling they might. Here's a really interesting one. And this is just a very small snippet of this article. But inside this article, by the directors of Game of Thrones, David Benioff and Dan Wise. Really interesting article talking about the 3-body problem, a massive, real mind-numbing book that's really, really good. And they're directing a TV show for that on Netflix. But what's really interesting is in the article, they spoke quickly about what went wrong with their Star Wars film.
Oh yeah, because they were hired to do it, and then it suddenly just went, didn't it?
Yeah.
Went off.
So right here, you know,
Mhm.
so here we see that it says that after they were basically, it was a low point. You try things that feel like they're worth doing, and some of them don't work out. Next was their Star Wars film. Fans were excited. We wanted to do. Benioff said that they wanted to do the first Jedi, basically how the Jedi Order came to be, why it came to be, the first lightsaber. And we were annoyed as hell when Rian Johnson, the duo's longtime friend and 3BP producer, called his last movie The Last Jedi. Wise said drearily, he completely destroyed the obvious title for what we was working on. So obviously they were working on a film called The First Jedi. Rian Johnson made a Star Wars film called The Last Jedi. Asked what went wrong, Benioff said Lucasfilm ended up not wanting to do a First Jedi story. We had a very specific story in mind, and ultimately they decided they didn't want to do that. And we totally get it. It's their company and their IP, but we weren't the droids they were looking for. And I think that's really a very interesting quote in there. What do you think about that, considering that they announced James Mangold is going to be directing a film about the First Jedi?
That seems strange that they've took their ideas about the First Jedi. Now, I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones. Yes, it ran off the rails towards the end. It really did. But because they had no book to go against. And plus, to be fair, they honestly said that they did not know fantasy, right? But they did such a good job up until season 7 and 8. But it's strange that they're now that James Mangold, yeah, is doing this. It is weird. Oh, we got a message from Royal Farboy. Benioff and Moss missed out. It's all James Mangold's story now. The First Jedi. Yeah. Yeah. But you know, you were only as good. We've said this before, haven't we, Chris? You're only as good as your last project. And because season 8 of Game of Thrones hit the deck like a giant splat, even I was like, "What? What's going on here?" The Lucasfilm probably went, "Yeah, let's not have these guys." Yeah. Same thing with the director of the Wonder Woman. When that bombed, they thought, "Yeah, let's not have her." So you know, like I say, you're only as good as your last movie, and unfortunately, if it's bombed, just kiss it goodbye. But like we have talked about James Mangold's film. I'm interested, but if it's anything like Indiana Jones, it can go and do one. I'm not interested in it because Indiana Jones was just awful film, but he's such a good director. I can't understand it. It's weird, but yeah. But Chris, talking about that 3-body problem, can you bang on the trailer for that? Because I watched it quickly last night and I was like, "What's this? This looks really, really good." I don't know if anyone's seen it.
It's best not to, considering that Netflix are just as bad as Disney.
Are they?
For copyright. Yes.
What? Even if you're doing like a little bit of a review of it?
Do you want to risk it?
Yeah, risk it for a biscuit. That's what they say. Yeah. Now, if anyone's not seen this, this premiered on YouTube only the other night, and I was like, I'd never even heard of the book, and then this trailer drops, and I was like, do you know what? That looks really, really good. It's only a teaser. It's only a teaser trailer, so it's very, very short. But Chris will play it, and we'll take a chance. We'll risk it for a biscuit, like we say in Britain. Here we go. Right.
There must be 30 dead scientists in the past month. Christ. Another countdown.
Do you know what that reminds me of, Chris? It reminds me of a film called Knowing with what's his name? Oh, in Face Off. He was in Face Off. What's his name? Nick Cage. He was in Face Off with Nick Cage. Just whip it towards the end now, right? And there's like, it looks like a virtual reality thing going on.
Yeah, it's a Korean book that got translated into English.
Yeah.
I actually gave this to my Secret Santa.
What, the book?
Yeah, for Christmas.
Oh, right.
So it's quite a exciting one. I think it's going to be really interesting. But back to the Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
The Star Wars one.
We're going to the next story down.
No. Back to the Benioff and Wise. I think it was really interesting, only because it was announced in 2018. So that was between, I believe that was after, I forgot my timeline in Star Wars now.
Isn't it weird that they said in that article that that Lucasfilm didn't want to do that timeline, and then they flipped and said they do want to do that timeline, and now James McAvoy is working on it right now. I think it is less of a case of Lucasfilm not wanting to do that era, and more so not wanting to do that era with them.
Yeah, that was it. Royal Farm Boy, you wrote down at the same time me. It was just after Solo was released, I believe it was. But before The Last Jedi came out. So it was a very interesting period of Star Wars, because I believe everyone was very hyped for The Last Jedi before that came out. If I remember back to the days, everyone was very excited to see the direction Rian Johnson to take it in.
Yeah. Now, I've said this many times to you, Chris. I might not have liked The Last Jedi, right? But what really upset me more than anything was the following film. They didn't carry it on. They didn't carry on his film. Do you know what I mean? So you got 3 films that that look mismatched. They do. They look like a whole jumble of films. Now, if they stuck to their guns and carried on that story the way it should have been, continuing the themes from that story, the Last Jedi, the Rise of Palpatine, Skywalker, right, probably would have been a better film.
Sorry, no, we're getting our orders completely wrong. Completely wrong. It was The Last Jedi was 2017, then it was Solo. So I believe it got axed directly after Solo, when obviously we had been tainted. I forget it. We got tainted by The Last Jedi. And then you saw Solo and went, I liked it, but I'm still very tainted by the Last
you're right.
Jedi.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And then obviously Lucasfilm went, yeah, we don't want to move forward with this. And then the following year, and it's so funny to think back to it. We got The Rise of Skywalker, okay, but we also got Mandalorian season 1.
Yeah, we did.
So
yeah.
we
Yeah.
can name things ups and downs. But I think it's very interesting that there's a thing that you say, in the startup world that I work in. Ideas are worthless. It's the execution.
Mm.
You could turn up, to Lucasfilm's office in San Francisco and say, you know what, I've got a story on Jeff the trash compactor
Ooh.
on the Death Star. And you go, cool, leave it on the door.
Is that Jeff the trash compactor operator that works on Sublevel 5?
Yeah. And then 5 years later, there's now a TV show about it. You'd be like, what the hell? They stole my idea. Well, no. Ideas are worthless. It's the execution
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
knowledge that make it worth it.
Mm.
So I think it's really interesting that it's the thing that makes it so interesting. It's not a different story. It's
Mhm.
the same story, but as they said, it wasn't the joy I was looking for. Did James Mangold come up with this story, or did Lucasfilm say, "We got a bucket of stories. Don't worry about the names that were on them. Don't worry about the names. They're just the idea bucket. You pick one you like."
Do you think they've got one of those? No, do you remember those things? Those where the bingo ball rollers, where they roll it round
Yeah.
and they open it up, and you put your hand in, you pull it out. Right, let's see what the next Star Wars film is going to be. James, put your hand in. Now, put it in. The First Jedi. Oh, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, forget the name of the bomb. It's Tepexed out. Yeah, forget it. Oh, yeah. Do you want to do it? Yeah. Great. Or do you want to pass for the next one? Ooh. What's the next one? Oh, I'll tell you what. Why don't you do it? Reach in, pull it out. Jeff, the compact operator. Yeah, stick with the first one. Okay, stick with the first one.
It's a very interesting perspective that supposedly anyone can be in a situation where they could direct a Star Wars thing these days. We have quite a diverse list of directors in team and crew, but it's interesting to think who made the story of The First Jedi. Is it the director? What we saw of SAG-AFTRA Strikes, it's like they don't really do that much. They direct it, but a lot of it comes down to the story writing.
Yeah,
So
the story,
I would fully expect that Wise, Benoff and Wise, they kind of said we should do a film about the First Jedi, and then it went to some writers inside Lucasfilm for a year, and then just popped out. Went like you said, we now have a director that we want to give another film. What are these outlines of script sounds like something you can handle? What sounds like a story you can handle?
Yeah. Sorry, I just went on there. Never heard of Jeff the Compact Operator till now. Yeah, his story is very, very compact. It's only a short story. Yeah,
he got blew up on Endor that day.
Yeah. Oh my god, and it was going to be his day off as well. Oh,
just doing his job.
What a bull, yeah. Never even heard of Rebels. Never even heard of them. In fact, he was going to go out to that party that night. For the people who clean the floors, they were going to have a bit of a party from some of the stolen drinks they've been having. Let's have a bit of. And next thing you know, did you just hear someone scream past the window? Nah, must be nothing. Yeah,
no. But yeah, it's one of them things. So I 100%. In terms of your bin of stories, there's a story there about Rey. There's a story there about the First Jedi. There's stories there about Ahsoka. Stories about Mandalorian. And I bet you all of it, we all want it to come out sooner than later. These things take years. But it's that thing, is anything technically original?
Yeah, you suppose. Hey, well, it's like the story of Rebel Moon, isn't it? That Zack Snyder is directed. That originally apparently was a Star Wars movie that was rejected by Lucasfilm, and he went, "Fine, I'll make it myself." And been slated on everything. All the reviewers went, "Nah, it's awful." I watched it, but it was all right. I liked it. But there again, I know what I'm getting with a Zack Snyder film, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it was good. Do you see it?
No.
It's not bad. Yeah. Funny enough, that's got a strong female lead in it, but she's quite awesome in it. Likeable as well.
So the next article is my favorite article on the list because I'm linking to it from Bespin Bulletin, but it was actually announced on the Disney theme park blog that things to look forward to in 2024 was that Star Wars Outlaw is confirmed to release in late 2024. Wow. What a link at all. What a link. I mean, I think it had the link, but I don't have it now. If we just get,
yeah.
But what we see in
Disney
the
have
article
officially
by
oh, sorry, go on.
Disney Parks.
The
Here we
original
go.
link. Yeah.
I did have it up. Just on a different tab. Here we go. And this is my favorite. It's 24 things at Disney that you should be excited for in 2024. Obviously, a whole list of things to be excited about. You know, new Star Tours, with Ahsoka scenes. You know, some things happening in the parks. Pixar themed hotel, Fantasmic returning, and you keep going, and you're like, oh, okay, all theme park things. Oh, new Disney treasure. Yep, new Disney location. Days at Sea. Disney Vacation Club. Star Wars Outlaw is going to be out in 2024.
That's weird. You've been there.
You know, this definitely feels like something in the press release order got mixed up, and this should have been announced that it was coming out in 2024 before this article came out, if that makes sense.
So just clicking over to the Bespin bulletin, he says, of all the places, I did not expect the Disney Parks website to confirm the release window of the upcoming Ubisoft release, where their 24th of October, 24 worthy things at Disney Experience in 24 article is revealed that Star Wars Outlaws will receive a release in the late part of 2024. The open world Star Wars game is set to release late this year. So what does the late 2024 mean? As mentioned in the article, months ahead of this tidbit, I believe the delay Outlaws suffered would see it release in the fall of 2024. My guess is that the title will land in the fourth quarter of the year, which covers the final 3 months of the year, October, November, December. Most modern Star Wars video games have released around the time of live action series or film release. EA's Battlefront released 1 month before The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Jedi Fallen Order released a month ahead of Rise of Skywalker and Squadrons, released during the same month as The Mandalorian Season 2. And Jedi Survivor released the month of Mandalorian Season 3 concluded. 2024 will see the release of 2 live-action Star Wars series, The Acolyte, and The Skeleton Crew. 4 months ago, he shared an exclusive report that the details of the release windows of the upcoming live-action Star Wars series, and within this article, I shared that I was told that The Acolyte was to be released first, with my speculation being a summer release, and that I've been informed by sources that The Skeleton Crew has been delayed until November 2024. This information was later backed up by Making Star Wars in November. So with that in mind, I expect to see Outlaws released around the time of the release of The Skeleton Crew. So I'd be hedging my bets for release around October or more so November this year. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was coming out this year anyway, to tell the truth, but I didn't think it was going to be that late. And I'm quite looking forward to this game. You know, if it's anything like Jedi Fallen Order 2, Jedi Survivor, yeah, be quite good. Yeah, the trailer looks all right, didn't it? But in it weird to be for that to be in 24 things of a Disney park.
Well,
Mm.
there's not much going on at Disney right now, so they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Royal Farm, if you don't know, Bespin's in the UK with yours. Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
To finish, that's really all the news we have, except for one more thing that I've just been reminded of. Let me just find it. Is that Kanan Jarrus's lightsaber is coming to Disneyland parks.
I thought it because I remember sending you the link for this. Now, didn't it say that you could get it from the Disney UK store? Or was that link? Can you find that link that I sent you, Chris?
I could not find it, surprisingly. I was just looking, and it didn't come up on the messages, so I don't know why you sent it to me, but I can bring it up on here anyway. Something really, really here we go. Interesting about this. Here we go. We will be presenting today in the King's money, British pounds. But as we can see, you can now buy the lightsaber from Galaxy's Edge at Disney World and Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Disney World and Disneyland. The distinct lightsaber of Kanan Jarrus. It's selling for about 150 quid, so that'll be about $180. Quite a nice lightsaber, won't lie. Will I pick one up? I do not know. It's one of these really interesting things. Do I need it? That is the question.
What blade? I take it it'll fit the normal blades.
Yeah.
Can you zoom in on it, please, Chris? It looks nice. To see it in actual physical form, like not animated, it does look quite nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's in the same presentation box as my Jedi Fallen Order one.
Yeah, and they just pop the icons off. To be fair, it says here that there's limited quantity, but I was in the only Disney store in the UK over Christmas, and I saw that they were still selling Caleb's lightsaber.
Really?
Survivor Part 2. So, not that they're expensive. They're expensive things, but I think the days of like scalping them have very much passed. Very, very much so in the UK. I'd be interested in picking one up potentially if I make it out to Florida again sometime. But yeah, it's a really cool lightsaber. Very, very cool. Overall, obviously available at Galaxy's Edge, at Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and for all the people across the sea, the Disney Store.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It looks so nice in a physical form. Yeah.
There you go. See, that's still
nice,
selling
isn't
it.
360 quid. How come that's 360 quid? Yeah, the Kanan one's only 150.
Because this one's basically two lightsabers.
Oh yes, it is. Yes. Yeah. Of course, yeah, it is.
There you go.
Ooh, that is nice.
And you also have Ezra Bridger. I don't know if you saw this one. I think this one's quite new as well.
Can these? I take it. Can these be shipped to the UK if we bought one?
Yeah, they're from Shop Disney UK.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I was right then. This was Shop Disney. Yeah. That's good.
Very, very
beautiful.
exciting.
Very nice.
Yeah. So just
is
before
that it, Chris?
we...
Oh, go on.
Well, I was gonna say before we finished out, I wanted to take a list of some rumors. We're obviously in a bit of a dry period of Star Wars. And Bespin I forgot the second word now. Bleh, my mate Bespin Bulletin and Making Star Wars podcast put together a list of rumors that I wanted to go over with you and basically get a yes versus no. You know,
Okay.
what do you think about them?
Okay.
It says number one, film creation compared to a custody battle. Lucasfilm and Disney execs divided. Decisions hinge on strikes duration. So that was during the strikes.
Yeah.
Do you think that Star Wars is like a custody battle between Lucasfilm and Disney?
Yes. Because Disney can see that because all their films did not make a profit this year. And so yes, so they know that Star Wars, technically, we know it should be a license to print money. So they're probably going to. That's why I must admit, Chris, that I feel like they're going to sort of try and right the ship, and they know that Dave Filoni and John Favreau are the two guys that could probably right the ship. So yeah.
So here we got many more rumors on here.
Go for it.
Mandoverse to conclude on Disney Plus, transitioning into movies. What do you think? You know, the Mandoverse to conclude on Disney Plus and then transitioning into movies. Yeah, I think we could do that with potentially the next rumor that says the Acolyte is planned for multi-seasons as the main Star Wars show, contingent on season 1's success, though. A very interesting rumor. I think it could be a very interesting one for sure. Next one. 2 Mandalorian movies rumored with a potential trilogy based on the success of the first film. What do you think of that one? 3 Mando films? I think we've lost you to a certain extent. We had lost him again. 2 Mando films. What do you think?
Oof.
And he's back.
What
there
happened?
we go. I don't know, but I thought I'd have to go for a coffee break.
Oh, right. Sorry about that. I hope my son Christopher kept you all equally entertained. I've just had to turn off my internet and turn it back on. I ain't got a clue why it just went. You're off.
So, where did we get to?
Rumor
mills. 2 Mandalorian movies planned with a potential third one if the first one's successful. What do you think to that?
No, the one we was on was the Mandoverse to conclude.
You must have cut out. Yeah, the Mandoverse to conclude on Disney Plus, transitioning into movies. The Acolyte planned for multi-seasons as the main Disney Plus Star Wars show, contingent on season 1 success.
Right. Transition into movie. Yes. A lot of TV shows like The X-Files and a couple of other ones finished their run. No, they even did their run and then did a film, then came back to do a season, then ended on a film. So yeah, I don't mind a TV series running its course and then finally being finished as a movie, because I think I heard yesterday that Star Trek Picard, that's done and dusted, but I've heard that they're going to now do a feature film to end it. So yeah, so that's okay. And the Acolyte planned for multiple seasons as main Disney. Yeah, I can see that as well, because at the end of the day, once the Mando finishes, what they got the skeleton crew. So yeah, the Acolyte, who we don't know how long these seasons are planned for, do we? Travis Mitchell. Hello, Travis Mitchell. Yes, we are doing fine. Now I'm back online. Yeah.
Yeah. Mandalorian. So on to the next one. Mandalorian scripts improvements attributed to the strikes.
Yeah. All of a sudden, they've all thought, do you know what? AI is not working. So look, we're going to have to start writing. And like I say to you, when it comes to writing, some of the writing's been really poor. Yeah, I mean, but is it the writing or is it the story groups?
This is
Because
what I've said to you always.
yeah,
You're always quick to blame the writers, but the
yeah,
writers aren't given enough time. The
yeah,
draft is the final thing.
yeah. And it's when it comes to to the story groups, I always think too many chefs in the kitchen spoil the broth. That's what they often say. And then it comes out. And with how many times, Chris, have we heard a writer submit their stories, and then when it goes to film, it's not exactly what they wrote,
Well,
and they're like,
there is some of that even in these rumors.
yeah, oh right,
Um,
okay, let's go.
So Mandalorians, we're seeing uncertainty around Mandalorian seasons 4 occurrence. I think that's a very interesting one. When is it taking place? You know, is it before Ahsoka, after Ahsoka? It's set after Ahsoka, before Ahsoka season 2, before a film. You know, all these kind of things. I think very interesting.
Yeah,
Um, this one obviously has been greenlit now. That Ahsoka season 2 has not been greenlit. Speculated to fit between the Mandalorian movies, so they
yeah.
do Mandalorian
Okay,
movie, Ahsoka movie, Mandalorian one.
Yes, yes.
Essentially,
Yeah. I'll just want to do this message. It's come up. Travis Mitchell. Sorry. Thanks for joining us anyway. We're seeing a resurgence of theatrical films during TV shows, and the ones done well, like X-Files, which we mentioned, didn't we? Bob's Burger movie, SpongeBob movie, of course. They keep churning out SpongeBob's, don't you? Etc. Tell a story about the characters. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that, mate. Totally agree with that.
this one's definitely for you. Initial plan for Rey movie involved one film with potential sequels.
Yeah, it's gonna fall flat on its face. It's never gonna happen. Let's move on.
Shift in Rey's character role and reduce time jump in the movies. Interesting. Keep her young.
Who's this Ray you keep going on about? You know,
Um,
is this supposed to be like 15 years after that? What was the last film? The Rise of Palpatine.
it's when all the great ones happen.
Sorry, mate.
Stephen Knight hasn't submitted a script, so potentially delays or write a replacement for the Rey movie, as Stephen Knight is attributed to the script.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I've heard that Stephen Knight, the reason he hasn't submitted a script is because somebody's kidnapped him, unfortunately. So he's gone missing. That's why he's not done it. No, I'm only joking. We don't know why he's not submitted it. Let's just hope he's had better things. Somebody's come across and gone, don't do it, Steve. Don't write it.
This is really one of my
We're
favorite
going to
ones. that
replace
says,
you.
Despite production issues, confidence in Rey's movie is rationalizing. So I think there is confidence there. And this is my favorite one. Rey's film might evolve into episode 10.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Yes, just do it. Just call it Star Wars episode 10. Don't make it a trilogy. Make it number 10. And just, do what Marvel can't do. And just blow up Star Wars. Just be done with it. Just nuclear bomb it. Yeah.
Just end it.
End
what
it.
I mean?
10
The Rey.
episodes.
Oh, hold on.
Done.
I'm thinking here. The Rey film, she has to deal in a special because she's all powerful. She knows everything. That a massive god creature is slowly devouring the entire universe, and slowly the entire Star Wars world gets sucked up. Do you know like that scene at the end of Men in Black where there's an entire galaxy hanging from a cat's necklace? Let's just hope that's the Star Wars universe, and then somebody goes, dropped it down the drain. Never mind.
Wow.
We've got one here. We've got a message from Travis again. Travis, in the Marvel comics, we see a tribe of Tuskens who worshiping Vader as a god, maybe having some Sith Tuskens. Rey having to team with Boba Fett to stop them could be cool. It would be, but wouldn't Boba be dead by then? Wouldn't he? Wouldn't he be
Well, it
dead by
depends.
then?
He's not an aging clone, so he ages slower.
Man, he's
And
always got those back to tank baths to get into when
yeah.
he wants to do a bit of like soul searching.
Mandalorian season 4 core story established. Elements may be shifted to the films, though.
Yeah. So what they're going to do with that, so I've heard on the Rumorville, is that season 4 of The Mandalorian is going to take place at various music concerts with various stars. Taylor Swift, I think, is going to be doing a special cameo on a planet of a Swiftovnian, where she's going to do some dancing around and do a bit of. And Jack Black, of course, is going to do his cameo in that one. So yeah, maybe. And in that way, they're not going to do as many episodes, and they can shift that main story for the feature film. That's the rumor that's going around. Yeah, for sure.
Introducing new characters, reintroducing characters for new audience, and ending with Thrawn's return. I could see that, definitely see that, obviously, for a movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is one that we can see. Yeah, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you haven't got Vader. You know what I mean? And you got all these other bad guys that are just not as good. So yeah, Thrawn. Yeah, let's have Fat Thrawn back again. And let's hope he's bringing his entire undead army to. Is that to a series or to a feature film?
I think to the series.
Yeah.
An interesting one as well. Go on. Do you want to say that first?
Yeah. So Travis Mitchell said, weirdly, I wouldn't mind a Mando episode where he has to be a bodyguard for a band or a musician. Rabout, let's speculate on this one. Rabout, if he gets hired to look after the band from the cantina. You know what I mean? And then it solely is all you can hear in the Mando helmet. It's like, and he's going, I'm going to kill these guys. I swear to God, if I hear that tune, I'm going to kill him. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm up for that. 100%.
Sorry. It's not going to say I'm going to kill them. So it's actually going to say, here's what I would suggest you say. I'm going to kill them.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It says that the Mandalorian movie is to lay the groundwork for Filoni's film and Ahsoka season 2. I obviously won't be surprised. Another really interesting, thing on that rumor mill was that Favreau was a strong contender to direct The Force Awakens.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? What kind of film would we have got then? Just think about it. Let's just think. Let's cast our minds back to the year when Dave Filoni,
60.
There is right, and there is John Favreau sitting there playing with his action figures like I do on a daily basis. Hey, I've got a really good idea. Why don't we get the entire band back together? Luke, Leia, Chewie, R2D2, C3PO, Han Solo, Lando, all the whole lot. Let's bag them together and have one last hoorah of them all in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon flying to high adventures. Hello, is that Disney? I'm sorry, I was just speaking out loud. Yeah. Oh, you've given it to JJ. Oh, never mind then. Never mind. Yeah, it would have been good.
Concerns over a gap in Star Wars Disney Plus content for 2025. Wouldn't be surprised. There's not really anything yet said to go in that period of time. And Acolyte season 2 production expected to start soon. Skeleton Crew potentially a single season. What's interesting about Acolyte season 2 is, very much on this rumor mill list at the start, it said it depended on success of season 1. So I guess we're yet to see.
Yeah, consider we've not even seen. Well, you have seen a trailer, of course, and you've seen the trailer for the Skeleton Crew as well, haven't you? So you've got kind of an idea of where the story's going. I'm out of the two. I'm more looking forward to the Skeleton Crew. But I've heard, isn't it something similar like a Voyager episode, like Voyager, where they're lost in space and they've got to get their way back? So I can see that going into multiple seasons. You think they're going to wrap it up, but no, they don't. They can't. The Acolyte, isn't that set during what time period is that set in?
High Republic.
High Republic. So yeah, they've got loads of ground, time wise to play with that story. So yeah, it might do. Hold on, we've got another message. Hold on, Chris, from Travis. We'd love this interaction. Please keep bringing it on. If it was Favreau, Ray would have found pieces of a lightsaber and secretly made it herself as a scavenger. Only the lightsaber kind of sucks, but people think she's a Jedi anyway. Do you know what? I'd go with that. If she was like everyone thought she was a Jedi, and she went around pretending that she was a Jedi, but using sleight of hand. You know what I mean? That kind
You're
of thing.
all too tough. The Force Awakens was a decent film.
It was all right.
The only reason you don't like it is because what they did to Han.
God.
But apart from that, it was a decent Star Wars film. It's everything after that we struggled with.
Yeah, it's after that. And can I also say is how many when I watched that film, how many times? To be fair, when Han died, I cried. I must have did, right? But I really wanted to kill Kylo Ren. And I went, "There's no redemption for you, mate. None. Never ever do I want to see redemption for you." Oh, he's getting redemption for episode 3. Oh, bless him. Right. Anyway, so I was still amazed that the Millennium Falcon came out unscratched. That is made of the toughest metal in the world. that is, you know what I mean? Oh, right. Travis says, random thought, but what if the kids in the Skeleton Crew accidentally come across Shin Hati and are terrified of her, but she ends up bonding with them, reluctantly joining the crew? Spoilers.
That's definitely not the story.
Yeah.
If you was at the panel, you know
good.
what the story is.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
but
it's a good idea.
I sadly don't want to say what the story is. Hopefully, they'll release a trailer sometime soon.
Yeah,
and,
unfortunately,
yeah.
Chris is signed in a non-disclosure for an NDA or going into that panel, so he can't really discuss that.
No, it didn't sign an NDA, but I like to just keep myself in the good books. The AI is always watching. Disney is always watching. And any interactions in 10 years, I just hope that, they look back and think, yeah, he protected the corporate assets that we want him to work on. That's okay with us.
Yeah, I can see that, Chris. I can see that in 10 years' time, they go, rather than Mr. Christopher Burns, here's your official Disney ID. This is your pass. You could go anywhere in the building. You can see all our top secret things.
Oh, wait, we found something you said 40 years ago.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Also, your dad's not invited. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. Oh, no, we got another message. Hold on. From Travis. Keep on coming, Travis. The idea Shin tries stealing Jude Law's ship, and he likes. I didn't ask to take care of a bunch of oops kids. This is a funny show, kids, but I am, and we're a package deal. If you want off, it's with us or not. It's a funny show. Keep it clean, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it clean. Yeah, good idea. I like it. You should write it. You should write an episode. Get them in there. You know what I mean? Disney are open up to. We did say they are open up to new scripts, didn't we, Chris?
They're always open. To be fair, you can walk into that lobby. You can, if you know where it is, just leave a script on the table.
Can you do that, Chris? Can you go up to the lobby and go, I have got the best Star Wars story you'll ever read in your life. Give that personally to Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah.
No. That you forget that there's much better ways. It's more a movie like to some extent. You sit in the Starbucks outside of Lucasfilm's headquarters.
Yeah.
You just watch and you listen, and you wait for your opportunity based upon information you hear to slip a document of the best story into someone.
I want I want Jack Black to do. Do you know that song, Tenacious D, about the greatest song that's ever written? I want him to do a Star Wars version out of the greatest script that's ever written. Yeah.
I was in the, we'll close it out in a minute, but I was in the Starbucks outside the Lucasfilm office, and I was listening to some things that some Lucasfilm employees were saying, and it was like, that's not something you should be saying in a public place.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh, we got another message from Travis. Here we go. Right. Travis says, The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi are both really good, in my opinion. Rise of Skywalker is bad, but seeing others like it make me appreciate it more. Yeah. Yeah. I'll go with that. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah. Might
Oh.
appreciate it. There is some good. To be fair, there is some good Star Wars by Disney. We've seen it. Me and you have been appreciative of good Star Wars. And there is always a good Star Wars in the Disney area, and I'm talking films that that you will go to. You go, do you know what? I wouldn't mind watching that. Rogue One, and Solo. It's all right. It's not bad. Solo was one of those films like, why do I want to see a film about the origins of Han Solo? But then once I watched it, I went, do you know what? Yeah, it's pretty good. I quite enjoyed that.
I think that's it for now.
Right. So that just brings us to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a good one. I've enjoyed it, Chris. Still got to do those questions for tomorrow night. Right. But I just want to say a thank you, and of course, to Raw Farm Boy. He was in the chat today and appreciated all his messaging. And also to Travis Mitchell. Thanks, mate. He's new. He's new to the chat, and it was great. Oh, he's just popped in. Let's see what it says here. Oh, my mouse clicked there by accident. He says, entertaining stream, guys. Just subscribe. Take care. Boom. Like, share, mate. Fantastic. Welcome to the party. That's what we say. So yeah, it's been great. Chris, have you got anything else to say before I do my spiel?
No. Happy anniversary, 10 years.
10 years.
You never officially roped me into it. You just kind of said, just come on, please. I need someone. And
that's how I do it all. That's how I got Paul on it. I told Paul, just do one episode, Paul. And Paul was like, is it just going to be one episode? I went, maybe two. Yeah, I mean, let's see how it rolls. Yeah, and he did 30. I mean, he did a couple of years. So yeah, but I'm glad. This is sort of turned into like a family gathering, a family show, father to son, and then and sons, should we say? I mean, I quite enjoy it. I do. I look forward to these chats with you, Chris, because you've got a busy life. I've got a busy life. It's nice to get on, talk about the wars. We might have difference of opinions, but it's all fun. We all love it. We do like it. We're pulling people's legs and stuff like that. Even bad Star Wars is sometimes good Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, there's always something good to see in that. So anyway, I'll best do my little bit of spiel here. So thank you for joining us on Radio Free Endor. We hope you've enjoyed immersing yourself in the galaxy far, far away with us. Stay connected with us on social media and be part of our vibrant community. Search for us at Radio Free Endor on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, then please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with all our latest episodes, discussions, and exciting news. Absolutely. If you want to dive deeper into Star Wars with us, please send your thoughts, comments, and questions to radiofreeendor@gmail.com. Don't forget, you can follow me at Jamie_R_Burns on Twitter, and Chris.
Burned Chris.
Great. We would love to hear from you guys. So for all you super fans out there, head over to TeePublic and get your hands on an official Radio Free Endor merchandise, whether it's a t-shirt, hoodie, mask stickers, key rings, mugs, mouse mats, bags, anything. We've got you covered. Show off your love for the show and look ultra cool while doing so. I tell you what I would love to see. some people who have bought our t-shirts and maybe send in a couple of photos of you wearing them. I would love that. I absolutely love that. Even if you print off the Radio Free Endor logo and attach it somewhere, that'd be great. I would love that. So I've done that bit. Remember, iTunes is the go-to place to download our show, so make sure you leave us a fantastic 5-star review. The support means the galaxy to us and helps us to reach more listeners, so who are hungry for more Star Wars content, should I say? And also we are on other podcasting platforms. We're on Spotify as well. We're on, is Stitcher finished? I'm not too sure. We're on loads. And if you head over to the Southgate Media page, they've also got us listed on there, and they will also do a video of our audio as well. So this video will be going out on YouTube, and in a couple of days' time, we'll be putting the audio out on the podcast. So great. Once again, thank you for tuning into Radio Free Endor. May the Force be with you, and we look forward to bringing you more thrilling adventures from a galaxy far, far away. Thank you for joining us. That's a big bye-bye from me, and
Bye-bye from me.
goodbye.